just kind of depressed all the time. I couldn't get out of bed. I was constantly in like a negative thought pattern.
There are over 30 million people living with an eating disorder in North America, according to the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders. And the Canadian Mental Health Association says roughly 90% of them are women. Tori Swanson is a Vancouver artist who's talking about her experience overcoming anorexia during Eating Disorder Awareness Week. She says it started when she was roughly 17 or 18 and simply woke up feeling different.
I had no zest for life. I hardly smiled anymore, and I kind of just started dropping off the face of the earth from friends, activities. But what didn't stop was like my motivation to exercise and my motivation to stop eating.
Tori describes feeling like she had no direction. Then after a year of traveling abroad, she was accepted to a fashion school in New York, which seemed like a dream come true. But now Tori was separated from family, going to school full time, and had a full-time job.
And I remember the one thing that stayed consistent was getting up at 5 a.m. to do like an exercise.
During one winter break, she came home for a visit. Her parents had noticed something was different.
Because I was constantly sad. I was like a whole other person. I weighed like probably half the size I do now.
Tori describes feelings of guilt and shame and a spiraling conversation in her head that surrounded food, but says she knew she had hit a wall and that something needed to change. Tori sought a therapist who helped her realize what was driving her eating disorder.
Untreated anxiety, which manifests in depression, and of course was not treated as well, so it manifested into an eating disorder.
But following a years-long journey, Tori says she no longer uses food to give herself a feeling of control. Now art fills that space. She even uses it to help others still facing an eating disorder.
I do believe that those who are struggling with like depression, anxiety, it's all a spiritual awakening and a call to go deeper in your life. And it's a choice to continue struggling or to have faith that there's more out there. Yeah.
Meanwhile, others are calling special attention to social media, with eating disorders typically starting during the teen years.
It's the A role of life. We don't see the B role, the things that people are struggling with often.
But she also says online media can be used to help.
I think there's another side to social media that can be used to build awareness, to have individuals seek support for shared problems.
Eating Disorder Awareness Week is on now and runs through February 7th. In Vancouver, David Zura, City News.